wouldn't it be so cool if one day like this product was in grocery stores and people in the community, and specifically people with disabilities, especially kids with disabilities, could walk down a grocery store aisle or an aisle of Target and see a physical product that represents them, and see a person on that product who looks like them, and see a quote and a name where they can feel seen and heard and represented. And that happened. And that is huge.
Welcome to the HR Huddle podcast, presented by Sapient Insights Group, the ultimate resource for all things HR. It's time to get in the huddle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the HR Huddle. I'm your host, Teri Zipper. I'm the CEO and Managing Partner at Sapient Insights Group, and we're back for another exciting episode. I am actually on site today. I'm at the Pendo offices in Raleigh, North Carolina. Super excited to be here, and I'd like to welcome to the show today Lindsay Wrege. Lindsay is the CEO and the co-founder of 321 Coffee, which we're going to be doing a little bit of talking about today. Welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you. Glad to be on location.
I know. This is the first time we've done this, so I'm super excited about it.
That's
I hope
awesome.
It's going to turn out really well with our AV guy, Cliff, is in the background taking care of all that good stuff for us.
In a pink blazer, though. So
and he's wearing a
not
pink
too
blazer.
quietly in the background.
Come on in, Cliff. Awesome. So we've got a lot going on here today. We were actually on site here in Raleigh doing an executive roundtable for about 25 executives in the local area, just talking about change leadership, and in particular, the use of how you use diversity and inclusion to really drive change in your organization. And so I'm excited. I want to talk about kind of what you're doing at 321 Coffee and how you've kind of infused that inclusiveness into your organization and how you're driving change. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, totally.
All right, then let's get into the huddle. So we just, like I said, we just did this roundtable. I'm very excited. And I know I've heard this story and I just heard it again this morning, but I'd really like to just give the audience a little bit of background about you and kind of how you got started with 321 Coffee, and really what was the sort of the mission for you? What were your guiding principles, if you will?
Absolutely. So my story dates back to when I was in elementary school. Switched schools, didn't know anyone, and my first friends were some girls in the class that had different types of disabilities. And I think it's really important to recognize that when you're 6, 7, 8 years old, any label around, oh, well, she has Down syndrome or autism or spina bifida or DeGeorge's syndrome, like, really doesn't mean anything, right? We bonded just over being friends and loving the color purple and wanting to play hide and go seek and going to dance class together, right? Just normal 7-year-old things. But by nature of these friendships and growing up with these girls as some of my best friends, and I'm proud to say that 15 years later, they are still a huge part of my life, I learned so much about the world of inclusion and accessibility and the fact that there's more than one way to do something. And it was so powerful and really shaped my life, and which has been fantastic. But where the story sort of changes is when we got to high school graduation and I saw the difference of my life about to go like this with college and work opportunities and traveling abroad and things like that, and their life really hitting a cliff. I learned that 80% of adults with disabilities are unemployed. I saw firsthand my friends apply for jobs, not hear back, get an interview, not hear back. One person got a job, which was incredible. And even after working there for multiple years, and I remember talking with her one day and commending her for it, and she said, thank you, but all they let me do is clean bathrooms. And that hurts. And so that was the big driving factor behind wanting to change that narrative. And so we sought out to start 321 Coffee with the intentionality of having a workplace where people with disabilities could be included on the forefront. We could design accessible operations, very individualized training, create opportunities for personal development, professional development, growth, community. And that's exactly what we did. And, that's an awesome vision. And it didn't start like that on day one necessarily. We've come a long way over the past 7 years, but I'm really proud of what we've built and that we have a team who has stuck with us throughout that and is united in where we're going.
Yeah. It's just such an awesome story. It touches my heart every time I hear it. So I could hear it multiple times over and over. I'm sure I'll hear it again. So what were there some sort of core values that you had in your head when you were thinking about, okay, these are the things that we're going to focus on?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. It was definitely something that I was thinking about a lot during the roundtable discussion. So yes, when we started, I had a co-founder, Michael, and the two of us were, we sat down to write our handbook, and part of that was we wanted to have core values, and we thought a lot about, representation matters. And so we were really intentional about, right, even on this Tumblr, including our people, right? This is Tessa, Russell, and Dreana, and people are featured on our packaging and in our stores and things like that. And another one was that dance when you like the music, and with the sentiment of we're going to work hard and we're going to work together, but we're still going to have fun. And, we came up with these core values that we really valued. And just a month ago, we sat down with our leadership team and said, we need to start with a blank piece of paper. And, these core values are great, but it was truly ones that Michael and I came up with. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's seen everywhere and through everyone. And we wanted to start from scratch. And so someone helped guide us through an exercise, which I thought was really effective and impactful. And we said, okay, everyone's going to pick, I think, like 3 people on the team, current people on the team, that if you could multiply them, you'd be unstoppable. And it was awesome to see. I mean, Aaron's name was on that list, right?
I bet
people that, just excellent people. And then it was like, okay, what do they bring to the team that is so excellent that make them so amazing? And it was so fun to see different people within different parts of the business and with different responsibilities. But there was core elements of, inspired by Aaron, contagious energy, right? And whether you're serving coffee in a shop, whether you're working in the roasting facility, giving a tour, whether you're on stage, bringing this contagious and infectious, people-focused energy that makes you feel so good. And so we came up with the big list, and we sort of grouped like with like, and we then boiled down to our new core values. And we're 1 month in, so we're recognizing that they might not be the end all be all, but we're looking for ways to keep fine tuning them. And so much of the conversation at the roundtable today was, making hiring decisions around your core values, making firing decisions, having performance reviews, really linking it all back to it, and how that really just does have such a tangible impact on culture. I was so energized listening to that, knowing that we're sort of in the middle of our revamp. That was a long answer to your question.
Well, it's a very unique organization, but it's an organization, and you guys go through the same kinds of change that other organizations go through.
Totally.
And you're growing.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, getting a spot in Whole Foods was just,
thank you for that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want to talk a minute about that? What that took? What was the culmination of that?
So, I mean, for context for all of it, when COVID hit, we were just these retail stores, and that was really scary because when COVID completely obliterated the food and beverage industry and downtown settings and people going out and about, it was terrifying. And so we thought, all right, well, what are we going to do? We've got all these people, they want to work, and all of a sudden we can't open for business. So we started roasting coffee, and we figured, well, we can ship it to people. And when we did that, we got excited about we can tell our story in this way. You don't have to physically be in Raleigh to be a part of the 321 community and to have 321 in your everyday life. And we can incorporate our people onto the packaging. So maybe you don't get to meet them in person, but you get to learn their story. So this was a couple of years ago. And in that, we were like, wow, wouldn't it be so cool if one day this product was in grocery stores and people in the community, and specifically people with disabilities, especially kids with disabilities, could walk down a grocery store aisle or an aisle of Target and see a physical product that represents them, and see a person on that product who looks like them, and see a quote and a name where they can feel seen and heard and represented. And that happened. And that is huge. So last month we were officially launched in the local Whole Foods markets here in the Triangle area. We're in 6 stores. So far it's been going really, really well, and I'm really optimistic that if this keeps performing, 6 could turn into 16, could turn into 60, could turn into 600, right? Yeah. And just keep growing. But even if we don't make it all the way to, nationwide, I'm really proud that we're having this impact here in our local area.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What have you heard from the community? Like, what does this mean for the community? Because I think, to me, this is a really important part of our world.
Absolutely.
And it's just something that I think everybody can share in some way, especially coffee. Like,
yes.
Most people, not everybody drinks coffee, but you've got
Did
something
you know
for
that I
everybody.
don't drink coffee?
I have my cup here.
I'm glad you're drinking it. I've got my tea.
But and you guys do tea as well, and
yes.
other types of drinks. But it is one of those things that kind of brings people together,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
And just let's have a cup of coffee, right?
And that's exactly why I love that we're in the coffee industry, because it is a very community-based space. But yeah, the feedback has been so positive. How many people view the Whole Foods launch, and a lot of our milestones and growths as just community wins. And I think that means so much to me, because it's obviously something that really matters to us and our people and has such direct impact for, okay, we get to give our team more hours, we get to hire more people, we get more exposure, right? Like there is team benefit. And the fact that other people in the community want to buy into that and celebrate that with us is a beautiful thing. Yeah. So like I remember we brought the team over to Whole Foods once it officially hit the shelves to surprise them. And it was a two-part surprise. First was, oh my gosh, our coffee is in Whole Foods. Isn't this awesome? And then, like I mentioned, we incorporate our people onto the packaging, and we had some new people that we were able to feature on the packaging. And so it was, it was an awesome moment to be like, look at it, like there it is. And it was like, hey, turn that bag over. And they did, and they saw themselves. And just, Erin was like screaming and just running laps around the grocery store. And there was a lot of other people shopping there because we were there on just, a random Tuesday afternoon or something. And so many people came over and said, I don't know what's happening, but I love that it's happening. And people came over and said, I know 321 Coffee. Like, I've been to your shop at the farmer's market ever since you opened. Like, congratulations. There was just so much shared joy. And that was, again, just a beautiful thing and a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, I love it. And if you're not following 321 Coffee on LinkedIn, do so, because it will make your day every day. Lindsay puts out more LinkedIn posts than anybody I've ever seen, who is as busy as she is.
We've got a lot of good stories to tell.
She definitely makes time to recognize her team every day. And I love it. I think it's just a powerful morning wake-up call when I see my 321 post.
I love that. Thank you.
What were did you run into any challenges? Were there some things that were really, really hard sort of getting started?
Oh, absolutely.
And especially given that, the people that you were employing, like that process, or how did you, think about staffing projects around?
There's a number of different types of challenges, right? There's the types of challenges of we're business owners and I'm about to turn 25 years old, right? We set up payroll and I had never been on somebody else's payroll. Somebody had to sit down and explain to me what like workers' compensation and general liability insurance, and like just being first-time founders is really hard. There's a lot that we don't know, and there's a lot that we don't know that we don't know. And so like there's those challenges. There's then absolutely the social challenges of our mission, which has a ton of value, 100%. It brings incredible business value. It builds incredible loyalty, both, within our team, but also within our community and within our customers. But there's also absolutely some stigmas that we're up against. And a big one is that disability is often associated with less than. And so we have a lot of people that will come up to us and say, oh my gosh, Lindsay, this is actually awesome coffee. And I know the sentiment they mean well. They are excited that they like it. They're excited to share that they like it. But at the end of the day, they're surprised. And I wish they weren't surprised. So there's challenges there. There's challenges of just growing a business in general. And, the chicken and the egg of we've got a lot of goals and we've got a lot of initiatives and we want to have people on the team to do those things. But you also need to make sure the numbers work. And until you grow, you don't have the cash flow to pay those people. But you also can't always grow without those people, right? And, that goes with respect to people, with respect to operational capacity, right? There's a lot of layers there. And how do you take care and preserve the foundation that you have, but also look forward and push the envelope and not get stagnant?
Yeah. So the other thing that you guys do, so in addition to having your own shop I think, downtown. You've also got shops in a couple of businesses, and that's one of the ones that we're in today. I said we were at the Pendo's headquarters
Yes.
on the 19th floor in Raleigh, and they actually have a 321 coffee shop right on the 19th floor. So this has been, I think, a unique endeavor, right?
Incredibly
not
so.
unlike companies that put cafeterias or whatever inside businesses, but this is a little unique. And I think what I heard today in the roundtable was just how connected the 321 Coffee baristas and team are with the Pendo
100%.
team working here in the organization. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, so you're spot on. We've got our stores that are in, downtown settings. Anyone can walk in. And right now we've got 2 locations that are in a company office building, and it's so cool because it's our same staff and it's only available to these company employees. So it's only available to Pendo employees, right? We're on the 19th floor, it's a fob access elevator, like we're seeing the same people every day. And because of that, the friendships and the depth of these relationships is unmatched. It is one of my favorite things to like sit at this table and do work. And I was telling someone, I was like, I'm not always the most productive because I love listening to the conversations that happen at this cafe and the Pendo employees who come up and want to know, how was your swim meet last night? And tell me about your vacation that's upcoming. What are you most looking forward to? And our staff remembers what's happening in their lives. And it can be personal and as well as how did that big presentation go? There was one time Pendo was having a board meeting here. And so all of their board was here. They had investors on site and a lot of them were coming through the cafe. And Logan asked, hey, if you have a second, can you explain to me how you value a company? That's so cool. It was a great person to ask. And he said, without getting into too many details, like, here's the things that we think about. There was another time, Logan is a great example because he's just got so many questions and very unique questions, which again emphasizes the value of diversity. But someone came up and Logan said, okay, before I take your order, I just have to ask you a quick question. Have you ever thought about drop shipping to Amazon? And I was like, sitting here, I was like, where did this come from? And the Pendo employee was like, actually, yes. And they chatted about it, and I don't know where it went. But it's so genuine and unique and special.
Yeah. And very empowering. I mean, just,
yes,
having the ability to participate in something that's, outside of what you normally do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I love that they're so interconnected here.
Yes.
So one of the things I wanted to do today was maybe talk to a couple of the baristas from the shop.
It's a shame they're really shy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen Aaron on LinkedIn. I know he's not shy.
Aaron's got a pretty big reputation. He's laughing over there. Aaron and Logan, you guys want to come be a part of this conversation? Here they come!
We also...
My name is Logan.
You getting rid of your mint? Now you're ready? Come on over here, friend.
Come on over.
Hello,
So we also have a live audience today, which you heard in the background clapping. That's a very exciting day at Pendo. So as you've already met, this is Aaron and this is Logan. Very excited to have you guys join us today and just maybe talk a few minutes about, what you do here at 321 Coffee in the Pendo location. So Aaron, you want to go first and tell me about your job here at 321? And
I get a lot.
You do a lot?
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Make latte.
Make lattes.
Make money.
Make money.
Yeah.
Who loves payday?
And make new friends.
Make new friends. And so when someone comes up to the cafe, who greets them? Both of you?
Yeah, everybody.
And who takes their order?
Me.
Yeah. And then
I make.
and then you make the drinks?
Yeah.
And then who gives it to the customer?
Me.
And then who asks them a lot of questions?
Who get her? Me.
You give the hugs?
all right. I
You
need
both
to get
have
one of
very-
those before I leave. Don't
Yes.
forget about that.
You both have important jobs.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to hear about, I know that you guys did something really special recently, and late at night, like I'm sure it was after bedtime,
Yeah.
You're getting a call from Lindsay saying, I need you to come to the airport. Did you say, what in the world does she want? Like, why does she want me to come to the airport?
Yeah.
I said, make sure you take an afternoon nap, right?
Oh, I look at it.
Yeah. And what did we go to the airport to do?
May your parent.
Meet the president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these guys went to the Raleigh-Durham airport late at night, like almost the middle of the
Middle of
night.
the night. Air Force One landed at 1:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
I got back home. He,
You went back home to sleep?
yeah.
Yeah, Aaron said, don't call, don't text.
You're not coming in the next day, right? You're still sleeping. So was that an enjoyable experience?
Yeah.
Who did you get to meet?
All fine.
Jill Biden?
Yeah.
Biden?
And
Rap.
what was that?
He rap.
His wife,
Yeah.
Jill.
Yes.
Yes. And did you give her a hug?
Yeah.
Of course. Awesome. So Logan, what about you? Tell me about what you do here at 321, and were you also part of the airport welcoming committee?
Yeah.
Logan was holding down the shop during the day so that the overnight crew could run.
Well, that's a big job.
It is.
Yeah.
That is a big job when everybody else has got to sleep and you're holding down the fort.
Yes.
So do you love what you do?
Yes.
I like it.
I love meeting new people and meeting people in general and meeting the friends and talking to the friends I have here and taking their orders and giving them nicknames.
You give them nicknames.
Can you
Yes.
share a couple of these
Ooh.
nicknames, Logan?
Tobo, Hanky Pranky Frankie, and
What's Bill's?
Big money.
$1 billion bills, and
And what about the CEO?
oh yes, my favorite one is the CEO, Todd CEO. That's his nickname.
Awesome. So what do you love most about working here in the Pendo community at 321?
I love the environment and how fun people are to talk to and learn about.
So you get to know the people at Pendo.
Yes.
Yeah. And they get to know you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Was there anything else you'd like to share with the audience that's going to see this and get to learn a little bit more about 321?
Logan, you want to share a little bit about how some of the leadership opportunities you've taken on with helping
Yes.
build up skills of your other team members?
Yes. I really like teaching some of the all the baristas and a lot of the baristas about like how to do things in the cafe, and when there's a new barista, I like helping them and like teaching them the ways and how to do stuff.
That's awesome. And you enjoy that?
Yes. And I've been also trying to teach our barista Keegan, who is very I like helping him because he does a lot of where I try to teach him like how to steam the milk or like the operations and this stuff, like
Yeah.
the new or old.
He likes to sing, I notice.
Yes.
Keegan. Yeah.
He really loves his 80s music.
Yeah. I love it. Aaron, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're holding there?
Me, Lauren, Nate, and Lauren, me are bad.
So you, Logan, Megan, and Keegan are on a bag of coffee.
Yeah.
And what's on the front of the bag of coffee?
Kenya.
Pendo. So this is our special 321 Pendo bag. And you want to show the back again? You can bring it closer to the camera. And so our whole Pendo team is featured on the back of this bag, and it just got launched yesterday. So this is very exciting, right?
Yeah.
Hot off the press.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming over and talking to us for a minute. I'm really excited about it. And Erin, I'm going to hold you to that hug later when I get ready to leave.
Thank you.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Erin.
Y'all are awesome. Thank you. They're so fun.
They are fun. All right. Well, just enjoyable team. I love the way they connect. Is there anything else you want to leave us with today? I think this has been fantastic, and I'm sure people are going to want to know a little bit more about 321 Coffee and maybe a little bit more about how they might work with 321 Coffee. One of the things that we did last year was we actually ordered some of those bags along with some really cool socks and pins and coffee mugs and all sorts of things that we actually sent to our clients. So there's other ways that people can work with and partner with 321 Coffee without actually having to be in Raleigh. And I know a lot of you out there are, based all over the country and outside the country as well. So
Totally. Yes, I appreciate that question. I mean, I would say highest level, look for ways to make an impact. And if it's within the disability community, amazing. If it's within other minority groups or socially forward initiatives, look for opportunities and do it. I think Pendo is such a great example of an incredible way to make a difference here is through your employee base, but another opportunity is through your partners and your vendors and different other initiatives within your company, gifting, right? And so, we're proud to be able to partner with companies in a lot of different ways. We can help supply coffee to your break room. We can go as far as operating a coffee shop in your office building. We can bring our coffee cart to different events. We can ship coffee to customers or donors or whatever that list looks like. We can be a part of speaking engagements and share about the mission and why we do what we do to hopefully inspire other people. But regardless of what your tangible opportunity is, I would say do something.
awesome. Well, I thank you so much for spending time with me today. That's all the time we have for today for this episode. I want to thank Brand Method Media Group. They're the ones that will hopefully put this out to you in a cohesive manner. I want to thank our marketing team. I especially want to thank Cliff for being our cameraman today and making sure that we've got good sound and good quality video. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love for you to follow us on your favorite podcast app, like it, send us an email or a note if you want to give us a topic. We'd love to have some other topics to talk about. And I hope you really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed doing it. Thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your day.